This is TWiT.
All right, so we got an email from Frederick, who's an engineer at eBay, and he wants to know if you found a way to listen to podcasts on your Apple Watch. So not streaming podcasts, not with your Series 3, but with a Series 2, being able to transfer them to your watch and then like go running or go do a workout without your phone. I know Overcast used to do this, and then they removed it because it was too difficult. And Marco wrote a post about why Apple needs to do something for it to make it easier. And he says many people weren't even really using that feature. And when I looked this up, I found all the news articles from when he developed this feature, which was being able to transfer your podcasts to your Apple Watch, and then nothing about how he'd removed it. Like very few people noticed that he removed it at all. And he removed it partly before iOS 11 because iOS 11 changed things a little bit. Can you talk? Do you ever try to listen to podcasts on your non-LTE Apple Watch?
Yeah, actually, so my fix unfortunately requires a Mac, because the iPhone still doesn't allow you to add music files to the music app, which is a conversation for another day, especially as the iPhone and iPad are becoming more autonomous. But yeah, for now, the best way to do it is honestly to download podcast media as standalone files and then re-upload them to your personal music library and then build a playlist of those files. And then you can sync those playlists to your Apple Watch and then listen from there. That is a pain. Like I'm not gonna sugarcoat that. That is a pain. And it really sucks. And I would like Apple to make a better way of doing this, whether they just let you start syncing, they add a podcasts version of the app to the Watch app, or whether they provide better APIs for developers like Marco. I mean, the biggest issue that he had with Overcast syncing is one of the ways that he used to sync playback progress between your phone and your watch was deprecated for iOS 11. So he basically was unable to use that feature for if he wanted to ship an iOS 11 app. And Overcast on iOS 11 and being iOS 11 ready is a little bit more important than Overcast having not perfect watch playback, because again, it was already hacky to begin with. Mm-hmm. And I know there are some developers who are playing around with podcast syncing. Right now, you can use the audio APIs in the background if you're a workout app. So there are a couple of workout apps that are playing around with the idea of adding podcast sync as, workout while you listen to your favorite podcasts. And I know there are a couple other third-party apps that are doing that, like Peter Knapp's Watch Player is an interesting option for that. I haven't tested it myself, but I know that it is something that some folks have used. It's really honestly about Apple improving tools. Right now, it just doesn't seem like they care that much about podcast playing on the watch, and they're more focused about making sure that the music experience was really great before they moved over to podcasts, which is fair. Music's important on the watch, but now I'd like to see a little bit more leaning in the podcast direction.
Yeah. I mean, I know a lot of people who work out when they listen to this. I listen to tons of podcasts when I work out, but I'm still bringing my phone with me. So I did download Watch Player, and I tried to sync up some podcasts, and let's see. So this is the feed for the iMore podcast, the podcast that you guys do over there. I know, it's really pretty, isn't it? And it did work. It said it has some, so that it doesn't look pretty, but you have to be connected to AirPods or any kind of Bluetooth. It says, please connect your Bluetooth phones to the Apple Watch to listen to your pod. So I actually did that. Yeah, I did it, and it did work a little bit, and it lets you also use the your controls on your iPhone, which that's another thing about Apple Watch 3 that you pointed out. Or no, Mac, Watch OS 3.
Yes, Watch OS 4.
Watch OS 4 automatically connects to when your phone connects to your car, and then I learned that from you, and it's so amazing to be able to control. I mean, not while you're driving, but maybe while you're at a stoplight.
No. Yeah, no, I like it also because you can, drive and be like, ahoy telephone, next song. or honestly, I find it even when you're holding the steering wheel, right? going over and tapping this is a lot easier sometimes than even trying to fiddle on the steering wheel with all of the various commands, or like scrolling up to change volume or scrolling down to change volume. It's a much nicer experience, not just, for Bluetooth speakers in your car, but Bluetooth speakers anywhere. If you have a party speaker and you're rocking out in the house and you want to play DJ, it used to be that you'd either have to run some special software or you'd have to go back every so often to your computer and, fiddle some things, or even pull out your iPhone in sort of more recent years to change your playlists. And now with your watch, you can literally, queue up, say to Siri, queue up this playlist or skip this song or turn the volume up or turn the volume down. And you basically have a little personal DJ on your wrist. It's pretty cool.